Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 mk2, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. This is session 32.2, and today I want to talk about the sequencer and how it works. So if you wanted to set up the Mark II and OPZ, just catch the previous video where I discussed kind of considerations for the settings and what you should probably consider doing and a quick understanding of what they're doing. But let's get back to, we can send, if we're on the kick track, which is sending to MIDI channel 1, we're now sending MIDI notes to bank A. So I can play different notes and sequence them. And the way the OPZ works, if you don't know, is whatever the last note that you played, it will then allow you to put the notes on the sequencer. So if I just hit the play button, I currently have the volume turned down on the OPZ just so it's not making any noise, but it's sending out the MIDI notes for this kick drum, but it's also sending it over to the Mark II. And the Mark II is the only thing that's playing right now. So I can send that. If I want, I can hold down the record. There's a snare. So if I hold down the record button, I can just lay down a snare. So I've now got a snare. A problem with the tracks, though, on the OPZ is a lot of them only allow you to have 2 notes of consistent MIDI at the same time. And this is probably because the OPZ doesn't have a whole lot of processing power or polyphony. So I think they just made the conscious decision that a lot of these tracks can only play 2 notes at the same time. And as a result, you can only record 2 MIDI events at the same time. So it's okay, but it means like I've now got a kick and a hat note that's being sent out. I won't be able to add a hi-hat without overwriting those other notes. So it's a little bit of a problem if you're just trying to use one track to sequence everything. On the other hand, if you're going to embrace the OPZ style of programming your notes and sequences, then you're probably just going to have one kick, one snare, one hat, and like one FX noise playing at the same time, which is also nice because right now if I play this, if I go, well, actually let's drop some hats in first. So like I can drop hats in and put them in the positions where I don't have the kick and snare, but I have to kind of drop them where I have space. It's okay. But again, what I was going to show you though is if I come in, if I hold down the little mixer panel, I can mute it as well. And it's going to mute whatever audio the OPZ was playing. It's also muting the MIDI events from being sent at all. So again, if we go back, we've now got this pattern that's playing, but now I'm muting the drums. I'm not muting the kick by itself or the hat by itself or the snare by itself. So I think you want to probably consider, if you're going to use the OPZ as a external sequencer for the 404 Mark II, my suggestion would be to instead consider like bank A just be all kicks, and then bank B be all snares, bank C be all your hats, bank D be all of your effects, and kind of keep going and building from there. Because otherwise what you're going to end up having a problem with is you're going to be muting everything, or your different parts and chunks of your song that you're trying to construct. So if I come back in, I think I have some snares on the other one. Maybe it's a bass, but the idea will be the same anyway. Is let's say we'll go back. I'm just going to put in a 4 on the floor. So we've got this pattern. Let's see what we've got over on bank 2. So I'm going to switch over to the snare track. So we get a snare. So if I hold, actually I don't even have to hold record. I can just plug those in. Oh, that's off. Anyway, I mean, the idea should be the same. Is you've got this now. Because we have 2 separate tracks, I can come into the, whoops, I don't know what that was. But I can hold the mixer down. I can just mute out the kick by itself. I can bring it back in. I can mute the snare. And, you know, I could keep doing this. Where I could then, you know, play something different. Like, I'm not having anything that's like a really good hat over here. I could record a hat, though, on bank C and then map that to this hat track. And then we could mute the hats out. So hopefully that guys kind of shows you how I would at least think about breaking this down if I wanted to use the OPZ as an external sequencer for the SP404 Mark II. That's what I would do. And, just kind of then you're using the SP404 Mark II as just a soundboard where you're just recording notes in. Obviously, you can run your effects and stuff. So hopefully that helps you guys out. Keep making music, keep having fun, and peace.